Welcome back to the Bleeping Mechanic. Got ourselves another project in the garage. Let's get to it. So what we have here is a 2014 GMC Serra. The guy brought it to me, asked me if I wanted to take a look at it for him. He's got an issue with the fan constantly running. That is the fan for the radiator. And also his thermostat is telling him it never warms up. So we are going to put in a new thermostat as well as a new temperature sensor. So this is not too bad of a job. What we have right here, underneath this piece of foam or plastic, whatever it is, looks like a giant plastic air box. Right here, thermostat, and right behind it, temperature sensor. It's basically about two birds with one stone. So let's go ahead and start working on this thing. So the first thing we're going to do is we got to remove this big air chamber to give us some extra space. It is literally just connected to the air filter box, because the air filter has a tube. This is just a giant expansion chamber, and then it goes to the throttle body. So we're going to undo a hose clamp right here on the throttle body, and we're going to undo the hose clamp right here in front of the mass airflow sensor. Then we're going to take this out. We might not have to remove this clamp. We might be able to take this out, move it over far enough, and we can get down in there. So let me go grab a slotted screwdriver. All right, so we got a screw right here. Give that a little wiggle jiggle. Move this hose out of the way completely to give us some more space. There we go. I'll just move this out of the way a little bit. Like so. All right. So now we have easy access to thermostat housing, which has one, two, three bolts, and then this is the temperature sensor, which itself has a socket end on there. We'll unscrew it right out, put some new tape on there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to disconnect this. Push down, pull out. All right, and then now you can see temperature sensor. So we got a new one of those that we'll unscrew, put on some new tape, and put that back on. I'm going to use some big pliers. Squeeze this all the way in, and it actually catches. Or it wants to, you know what, we're just going to roll it up. Oh, there it goes. Same like this one. This one I'd rather use some smaller pliers. Same thing. Yeah, let me get some smaller pliers for that one. Actually, you know what? Let me just do the same thing. There we go. Take that out. Just loop this around just to kind of keep it from draining out too much. Break the little bit of seal on this. There we go. This is going to come out quite a bit too. Just Gonna lift it up as soon as we can. And same thing, we're gonna stuff it in a spot right up here by the radiator. There we go. Right now, it's just going down, it's catching on the plate down there. These are not very tight. Loosen them up as we go around. More fluid will come out. And we have replacement fluid for it as well. A little handy dandy magnetic pan. There's one. Two. Three. This little jiggle wiggle. There you go. So that's the thermostat right there. As it heats up, compresses, opens up. So we'll do a new one of those. Looks like the seal stuck on here. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and put the, let's get a socket and get that off. There you go. We'll clean that up a little bit, wipe that down, prep the new surface. Just make sure everything's free and clear of any old debris. First thing we'll do is we'll put, this has already got some Teflon tape already on there. We could throw some more on there if we wanted to, but yeah, I'm going to throw in a little bit more on there. It looks a little light. Just put a little extra on there to make sure it doesn't leak. Get that started by hand. And this is aluminum, so we don't want to go too tight. And none of these were tight, so this is just going to be hand snug. And there you go. There you go. Hand snug. You can actually go ahead and pop that back on there. There you go. So that's on there. Grab the new thermostat next. Here's the new one. Got the gasket on there. Here's the old one. I do like to compare the two. Make sure everything looks like it's in the same spot. Everything looks right. And it comes as a whole. Where typically you just have like the actual thermostat in the guts. It's like a one piece that just sits on there and the cap goes on. This is actually all incorporated in here. So we're going to go ahead. But yeah, it looks pretty dang close. So go ahead and put that on there now. If we call, it went like this. Start these by hand. All the screws were the same. Get them all down just a snug. And we'll go across each one and snug each one down a little bit. So it goes on nice and straight. Squishes that seal evenly. And none of these were tight. I bet you all these were right around probably 80, 90 inch-pounds. Plus it's a plastic housing, so we don't need to over tight that. It does have a metal sleeve, so you're not really likely to crush it too much, but there we go. And then we're just going to reverse the process again. Start off with the big hose. Slide that all the way down. And then the way this comes loose, that little tab just pops back down. You know, that's on there. And then we have our small hose. That. There you go. Small hose on. And now we just finish up, put the air box back on. We'll gently swing this back over the alternator, not to break that hose or that fitting. Try not to knock a bunch of stuff inside of the throttle body. There we go. On the air box next. There we go. And then we'll use our screwdriver, tighten this back down. All right. So the physical work is done, but there's one part left. We have to put fluid back in for that all fluid we lost. We didn't lose that much. I would say maybe half a gallon. But what's going on now is that, like old school radiators, the cap used to be on the radiator itself. And you could fill up and that was the highest point. But now you've got these reservoir bottles, closed radiator with only the lines coming off. And what we have is we have a hose over there that we took off, top of the thermostat, and there's a big air gap in there. So from the top of the radiator down, that upper hose to that thermostat, we've got an air pocket that we have to get rid of. So you could try to start the car, let it get to warming operated temperature, squeeze the lines and stuff like that. That does work over time, and then you keep coming back and adding to this reservoir bottle every time it gets a little low. Or you can use a tool that does vacuum, and what it does, it has a conical valve that goes on here. Air shoots by through your air compressor, and as it does that, it draws a vacuum out of the whole system. The hoses will actually collapse, and it'll get to a spot where it can't collapse anymore, and it's holding a negative pressure. And then you have a separate line that goes out, and we'll put that into our bottle of new antifreeze, and then we'll release the pressure. When we do that, it will suck in the antifreeze from the bottle back in here, and when it does that, those hoses will all open and actually be filled with fluid. All right, so we went ahead and topped off that bottle, got it running. The fans are no longer going. They were still revving at full speed after we swapped out thermostat and the temperature sensor, but I figured what was probably going on was there was a code in the system. So I hooked up my little OBD reader, and it was probably left over. It would have cleared up with driving. But one of the easy ways to make it go away more quickly is you can pop the battery off, a couple minutes, let it reset, pop it back on, and right now, fans are no longer revving. It's coming up in temperature. Temperature's coming up. I think 210 is normal. It's almost there. I got the heat on actually as well, just to kind of make sure that everything's looking good and feeling good. It's getting nice and warm. And as you saw, this vehicle has about 225,000 miles, just like my truck does as well. So this truck has been on the road a lot, and it runs really good, so I'm happy with it. But I appreciate it, guys. That will do it for this video. Make sure you guys give that video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Really helps out, and I'm gonna keep doing more and more videos. Again, comment down below. Let me know what you would like to see. I've got so many things that I can do and keep going. Not just automotive, but it could be housework. I've actually got something downstairs going on with the water heater. It's gonna be anything and everything, guys. But if you like seeing something in particular, let me know and I will go ahead and do a video for you. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.